Today we have a Ford Focus. This is probably one of the most unique and most common problem on the Ford cars. When we have a problem with the dashboard. So basically when we start the engine, let's pop it up. The steering is very hard, and we had a electronic steering system fault. So there the guy's been trying to change steering module, but it did not success. And when we connect the diagnostics, what we find out, then we have a fault. And let's see on the screen. So basically no more fault, just that one. So it's U1900, which is a CAN data bus and bus faulty. And on the top you can see the Ford Focus 1.6, but actually it doesn't matter because all of those cars have this problem. In the instrument cluster only one fault, which means we need to get the dashboard out and solder it, because the solder is gone. And another thing is we cannot diagnose a steering system, because we see then the steering is not working. We're getting out from the dashboard and we go into the where it is, here it goes, is chassis steering, and it's electronic hydraulic power steering. And if we try to connect it, it's no success, all because probably the problem is exactly with the dashboard. I really hope that, because everything is connected, we seem to have the power, but the problem can be with the dashboard. So we're gonna get that thing out, and I saw already in the internet how to remove it. It's pretty easy. We have two torques in here, just get them out, get the dashboard out, and let's try to solder it. Let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, here we go inside of the dashboard, and as you can see probably in here, the basically broken pins. The broken pins is this one. I said this one as well. As you can see, it's broke all the way around, and the same with this one. It sometimes happens in the same in ABS systems and a lot of systems where you had pins connected to the dashboard or to the PCB. So in this case, as you can see, we got everything off. To get it in the parts is not so hard job, and where it is, as you can see, the place where the dashboard is connected to the vehicle, there's just one plug. There's no more plugs, only this one. And in here you can see those problems. So I don't know why the Ford had something like that, but it's not just a Ford, it's a lot of cars. In here you can see even better than there's pins. It's definitely broke off. So what you need to do, just use your solder and just solder all the way around. That's what we're gonna do. So after the job is done, we don't got fault with the steering anymore in here, and we go inside of actual values and error memory into the instrument cluster, then we can figure it out, and then there is a fault. It's a CAN data bus 1900, so it's still on, but now we are able to delete that error, and here it goes, error memory was deleted. So now in instrument cluster we don't got a fault, and what we can do is gone down there. We had a chassis and steering, electronic power steering system. So let's direct connect, and we can see we have a system on now. So yeah, there are some kind of problems, as you can see inside, and then the steering angle sensor is open, both of them two faults, and the power steering control unit is malfunctional. But anyway, we can delete those memory sets off, and we can see the could not be deleted. Let's go inside and see what we have. So we have a steering angle sensor. Here it goes, open circuit. So yeah, let's try now connect the angle sensor. If you go down here you can see the steering, and the steering angle sensor is just here. As you can see, there is a plug. So we need to plug where we have the plug. Here we go, the plug. I've been unplugged it. So probably I think the problem can be in this thing in, but I'm not quite sure about that. But anyway, we're gonna plug this back together. So I plugged it back in. I'm gonna return, erase the error memory, and it says could not be deleted. Yeah, no chance to delete. Let's see the actual values. What we have: battery voltage, steering. Yeah, that's what we have. 7 actual values. Power steering, motor temperature. But anyway, we still have a fault, but there is no fault on the screen, so that is okay. So if you get out your light from here, then you can see here we have the power steering. The ECU now is connected to the power steering electronic device. This one we have an old one, so device and the ECU is inside. And here we have a plugs. So that one is for the CAN line, and the plus for the ECU. This is a plus and minus for the motor, and that one we have for angle sensor, I reckon. So I had to unplug it, as you can see down there. So what I'm gonna do now is just get this thing and plug it back in. I hope there is no short inside of a socket, but let's plug it in, and then we're gonna go and see what's gonna be, if there are gonna be any changes at all. Okay, plug it in. Still no faults on the screen. Those lights is flashing because of a camera. And let's see the error memory. So here it goes, steering angle sensor. Let's try to clear it out now, and should be gone. Yes, that's right, the fault is cleared out. So we understand that that plug is definitely for the angle sensor. So it should read now the angle. I hope so. But the problem will be, let's try the start engine and let's see what's gonna happen. Normally what was just ECU was gone and nothing was working at all. Let's try to steering wheel turn. Steering wheel turns, no problem. And let's try to start the motor. Let's go. Okay, and we had a fault now. So yeah, it says what it says, 12 volts, but it sees the engine speed, you can see, yeah. So we have engine speed, but steering is not functioning. It says only the temperature. I turn the steering and nothing happens. So basically, as you can see, there is no amps for the motor, but there we can see the engine speed. So we are still inside of ECU. Let's see the error memory. Probably there will be some error codes which can give us some idea. Oh, it says again steering angle sensor, and it says the power steering motor. So we had 2 faults now, actually. We was not before, but anyway. So what we can do, we can try to delete the error codes, but probably, oh yeah, error memory was deleted. Okay, so far so good. There's no errors on the screen. I turn the steering, but nothing happens actually. It's still hard, but I'm not getting any faults anymore. Yeah, this is definitely some kind of success. So let's see, the error codes probably will be nothing now. Will we have actual values? Still no amps. So which system we can test it out now is basically yeah, so probably can be problem with the electric motor. Electric motor is not getting a power, I would say. So let's see what we can see. We can see the ABS system. Let's see what we're gonna get there, because the problem actually is all we won't get the back steering, because it's very hard to turn. The steering wheel is still very hard, and that's because the electric motor is not working. So we have in the ABS system 1 fault. So let's see what it is. And the fault says probably the angle steering, no CAN bus. We don't need that, just get it out. Yeah, it's deletes, very good. All I wanted to see in the ABS system, if there is any chance then steering angle will work. So here we go, the steering angle, and it works, you can see there. Only problem, as you can see, power supply. Yeah, we have only 10 volts. I don't know what the problem can be, probably the alternator. So that's definitely we have a problem. So what we need to do, oh, yeah, we can see there is a voltage. The voltage is not enough. So probably what we need to fix is the alternator, I reckon. Let's see in the engine ECU, engine control unit. I don't know, but there is a no dash faults, no battery signs, then we don't have a power. That's kind of interesting. Let's see what the engine control unit says. Let's go in error memory. There will no be an errors, and actual values what we won't see is a charge. Otherwise we're just gonna go and connect the all values. Battery voltage, here you go. Oh, that's very funny, isn't it? And here we have a 14.6 volts, which means then we have a charge. But the problem is why we don't have a charge on the ABS system. I don't know. What we can do now, we can connect to the, we can connect back to the ABS. No, let's do back to the steering. Here we go. Let's see, there are faults. No faults for now. And let's see how many voltage we have here. battery voltage. Look, it's 11.8 volts only. So in here we're not getting a charge. So we have to keep digging. What can be a problem? So we have the fault back on. Yeah, in here you can see there's just only 12.3 volts, but I already been trying to connect the pump right through the battery. As you can see, we still had a fault, so I really for now don't know any idea. Just only for changing the all electronic steering module with the hydraulic all together, just get it out and get a new one, because it says power steering control unit malfunctional, power steering motor, steering angle sensor is too, because I unplug again it. The only thing, when I unplug the steering angle sensor, then the diagnostics is finding the power steering module, but before that you even cannot find it because it's like off. So I reckon need to replace and try to get another one, because what we can do, we can erase the error memory almost, and we usually left only one fault, which is a steering angle sensor. And now we're gonna go and plug it in. So here we have clipped on the battery, and we have 14.36 volts, which is a pretty good. And in here we can see I unplugged the power steering angle sensor. So here it is. Let's now plug it back in. So I plug it back in, and let's go. Now let's erase the error memory. So clear it out, and was deleted. The error memory is gone. So let's check it out again. No faults. Well, we have still fault on the screen. Yeah, but no faults in here.